recap and then we will continue. Okay. So yesterday we saw about forces. What are the two main reasons why we use dimension analysis? First is model analysis. Second one is to understand a complex physical phenomena. These are the two reasons why we use this dimensional analysis. Correct. So first we were talking about similarities, right? So we'll have again a recap. So the two main purpose or two main purposes of dimensional analysis. First one, model study or model and scaling, okay, experiments, okay. Second one is to simplify simplify a complex phenomena, simplify a complex phenomenon, so that will reduce the number of variables or reduce the number of variables, reduce the number of variables for an experiment. This one is one of the most important part of fluid mechanics, students. Okay, this will end within say tomorrow or day after tomorrow. This dimension analysis is done. Okay, it's a small chapter. Okay, but a very important chapter. Okay, fine. Now we had seen kinematic similarity. Sorry, geometric similarity. We had seen geometric similarity, where we talk about length, right? Length ratio, LR, which is equal to a particular length of the model divided with that particular length of a prototype. Okay. Next, we considered kinematic similarity, where we talked about velocity ratio, VR, which was equal to LR by TR. Then we talked about acceleration ratio. Students, these things cannot be applied haphazardly. It requires a proper analysis. Okay, how that thing happens we will see later. Okay, TR square. Okay, always what happens, these kind of model studies are not that easy, okay, as we think. Okay, but the basics we will understand. Okay, next. Now we were talking about dynamic similarity. When we talked about dynamic similarity, one of the main things we were talking about forces, right? Now, what are the forces we went with? Inertia force, correct. Inertia force was, we called it Fi, which was proportional to rho L square V square. We derived this, is it not, students? Next, we went with viscous forces, where we talked about F V being proportional to mu into velocity into length, correct? Then pressure forces, it's always better you write this down again and again, students, practice. The pressure forces was a pressure force, let us use not forces, force. Pressure force, Fp was proportional to delta P, change in length into L square, a change in pressure into L square, correct? Then we had gravity force, which is Fg, which is proportional to rho L cube into G. Okay. Then we had capillary force. Which was Fc is proportional to sigma into L. Correct. Then we had elastic force. Correct. Then we had elastic force, which is Fe was proportional to E into L square. Correct. These are all the types of forces we were talking about. Is it not, students? Done. Once this is done, next what happens? There are some types of flows, which type of flows or type of phenomena where these forces can be used. Okay, we are worried about fluid mechanics, so we are worried about flows. Okay, so in case we have a flow which is governed by, say, yeah, flows governed by governed by say viscous pressure and inertia forces. Okay, flows governed by viscous pressure and inertia forces. Can you give me an example of this, students? It is a pipe flow only, correct? It's a pipe flow, no gravity, horizontal one, without gravity to be considered. Gravity, if it is there, it is coming inside the pressure only. Okay, so what is happening in a pipe flow? You have viscous forces, pressure forces, and inertia forces. These three into consideration. Then you have some ratios we can take of this. Okay, one ratio is, so here in these problems, in these flows, we consider ratio of forces. Ratio of forces. For example, if I consider viscous force, or if I consider, okay, I will use inertia force by viscous force. Let me use inertia force. You know what does that mean, is it not true? Inertia force divided by viscous force. What is inertia force by viscous force? Let us go back and see. Inertia force is rho L square V square. Viscous force is mu VL, is it not? So here we can have rho V square L square divided by mu VL, is it not? So this comes out to be rho L V divided by mu. And we know, students, what is this? This is Reynolds number. All these things are very, very easy ones. Okay, you would know this. So rho LV. Now here we have to understand L is the characteristic length, V is the velocity, mu is the dynamic viscosity, rho is the density of the fluid. Okay, very important. Okay, next, another one which is important is pressure, inertia force by pressure force. Okay, so let us take that first. Okay, so if I have, for example, just a second, students, just a second, students. Okay, now next we have pressure force. Pressure force, this is very important to be remembered, students. Pressure force by inertia force. Pressure force by inertia force. This pressure force by inertia force, if you see here, delta P, correct? Delta P by, you can say delta P into L square divided by rho L square V square, correct, students? So this can be written as equal to delta P by rho V square, correct? This is called the Euler number, student. Very important. This is called the Euler number. Very, very, very important. Where is this used? Let us see. Okay. This is called the Euler number. Now this is generally related to half rho V square. We consider it generally. Okay. Delta P by half rho V square. We consider in a number of ways. For example, even in CF, coefficient of friction, we consider tau W by half rho V square. It is related to this. Okay, so what is happening? There is two things called Euler number and Reynolds number. So in case we are going with similarity between the model and the prototype. Okay, in case of similarity between a model and a prototype, we consider a similarity between model and prototype. What should happen? In case of Reynolds number, we should have, if the flows are governed by these three things, then two type of similarity has to be there. We are dynamic similarity. One is rho of the prototype, length L of the prototype, and V of the prototype divided by mu P should be equal to rho of the model, L of the model, V of the model divided by mu of the model. This is what Reynolds number being equal. Now you can understand how it is important, is it not? Reynolds number, when it goes beyond a number, it becomes turbulent. Otherwise, it is laminar, correct? So those instabilities are coming. Okay, so that is dealt with. If you consider Euler number is delta P by rho V square, correct? So this can be equal to rho of the model of the prototype, delta P of the prototype, delta P of the prototype, delta P of the rho P, Vp square should be equal to delta P of the prototype of the model, rho M, Vm square. Simple and strict. Okay, on these questions are also simple, students. Provided we know that, that's it. Okay, you write it down. Any doubts here, you can ask me. Now we will see some of the actual case. Okay. This is very important, very important for civil engineers basically. Mechanical also it's important, I've told you. Civil engineers also it's important. Here, which are the type of flows where we can use this similarity, we will see. Okay. These kind of similarity laws, that is Reynolds and Euler, okay, numbers where we can use, which place we can use this similarity, we will see. Similarity of Reynolds number and similarity of Euler number. Okay. Tell me when you finish writing, students.
Yes, sir, done.
Done. Very good. So now, which are the places where we can use this? Let us see. Okay. First place, can you tell me which are the flows where only Reynolds number, only Euler number is important, or when only pressure, inertia, and viscosity is important? First one, as I say, flow in internal flows. First one is internal flows, no doubt. Internal flows, no doubt. Internal flows is only these three. There are no other forces which are there. Okay. Second type of force is, for example, if you have a airfoil, okay, and the flow which is coming, this happens in ISRO. Why I am making you to do this is because ISRO exam asks questions like this. They say Reynolds and Euler's numbers can be used for model similarity in these cases. They will give you 4 options. Okay, this is the type of questions that comes in ISRO exam. We know, students, I am preparing for ISRO BARC exam also. Okay, so in here you have to get an idea of where are the places where they can be applied. Okay, so when there is an airfoil and then there is a flow. Okay, so when there is a flow across an airfoil, it is important that compressibility factor or compressibility of air is less. Compressibility is less. If compressibility is more, then what happens? You have Euler number coming into, no, sorry, you have Mach number coming into picture. You have elastic forces coming into picture. Elastic forces are negligible. So if compressibility is less, elastic forces are negligible. Now, which are the places where compressibility is a big factor? Okay, it happens when the flow of air, the velocity is greater than 0.3 Mach number. Okay, or 0.3 times velocity of sound. Okay, velocity of sound we have put it as a. Okay, so what is happening? Velocity of sound is less than 0.3 velocity. The coming velocity is less than 0.3 times the velocity of sound, sonic velocity. Here compressibility is inside 10%. Okay, compressible forces is less than 10%, so we can take it. Okay, so velocity, flow velocity. In these cases, we can have we can use this Reynolds number and Euler number alone. Example where if you are seeing what is the changes in you are analyzing, for example, automobiles, drag in automobiles, drag. Okay, if you are analyzing automobile drag, any other cases you can think of, students, here? Any other things you can think of? Automobile drag is one. Another side is, for example, analyzing wind blades, wind turbine blades. We know wind turbine blades, how does it move, students? It moves by lift and drag. It is not by uh, wind turbine blade. Okay, turbine blades, analyzing wind turbine blades. Okay, so how does wind turbine work? It has only 3 blades, is it not? Wind turbine has only 3 blades. How does it move here? Because it has an aerofoil structure here. Okay, when the wind moves like this over it, okay, what happens? It creates a lift in this direction. Okay, lift need not be in this direction alone. Lift can be in this direction also. So it creates a lift in that direction, and that's why it rotates. Okay, that is how wind turbine is. And here it's very important that over here the velocity is less. You have to do that, the velocity diagrams. So velocity diagram, when you take the velocity diagram, here is different and the tip is different. Don't think velocity diagram for the whole turbine is the same. No, velocity diagram at the near the hub is different. Velocity diagram in the tip is different. So accordingly, there has to be a change in the cross section. That's why you use all these 3-dimensional blades. It's not 1-dimensional blade. It's 3-dimensional blade. Similar thing happens in compressors and turbines. Okay, it's 3-dimensional. The velocity diagram, don't think for a turbine it is the same. No, it's at the point in a turbine that is talked about. Okay, so that is second case. Third case is analyzing of submerged say vehicles or submarines, for example, submarines. Okay, submerged bodies in liquid, which does not cause waves at the surface. This is important, because if waves come, then there is a chance of gravity coming into picture. If waves come, then gravity is important. Okay, waves are related to gravity. Those are called gravity waves. The one which you get in tsunami, or what you get in your near the seashore. Okay, the sea waves. These are all gravity waves. Keep in mind. Okay, so when waves do not come, then these two numbers, which is Euler number and Reynolds number, will be in use. Any doubts here, students? This particular thing has been asked in ISRO a lot of times. Compressibility of airflow can be neglected when velocity of the automobile is less than 0.3 Mach. Very important. Okay, 0.3 times what's the Mach number. Okay, so when the Mach number of the flow is less than 0.3 of the sonic velocity, I'm sorry. Okay, when the flow is 0.3 Mach, or we can say velocity is less than 0.3 of the sonic velocity. Okay, so Mach number of flow should be less than 0.3. Then it is possible that it will be compressible, otherwise incompressible. Mach 3, Mach number being less than 0.3 means until a automobile goes at 360 kilometer per hour speed, okay, it is incompressible. So do not say that, sir. This is a common interview questions. What comes is that, so when you have a flow of an automobile, okay, for example, you go in a you're going at a high speed, say 100 kilometer per hour on your bullet, okay, so just like that they put all the realistic things. Okay, when you're going on a free highway and it is 100 kilometer per hour, you see, should we consider air as a compressible fluid or should we consider it as an incompressible fluid? This is how the questions come in interviews. Okay, so what you have to answer there, you have to answer it is has to be considered as an incompressible fluid, not as a compressible fluid. Then they will tell you, see what happens, you take in a jar and you compress air, it gets compressed, water does not compress. So like that they try to confuse you. Okay, but say because the compressibility is because of the flow, it is flow compressibility. Okay, inside a jar and you put try to compress, that is a different phenomena altogether. Okay, like this you have to answer. Okay, and that comes by the depth of knowledge. Okay, this is how it comes. Okay, any doubts here, students? Tell me when you have written this down and you have understood this. Okay, yeah, I think somebody has put it here. Fine. So yeah, fine. Okay, so this is how we do it. Okay, any doubts here, students? Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, tell me when you're finished writing this, students. We will go for the next type of things. Next, we will see where gravity forces are important, okay, which is important for civil engineers, especially in open channel flows. Open channel flows comes for 4 marks. One chapter, 4 marks for civil engineers. It is, people say if you leave this open channel flows for civil engineers, then they are losing 4 marks. That means they are compromising All India rank by a big amount, okay, because those are the easiest topic you can have. And open channel flows, when I'm taking our other students also have to attend, because it's important for you also in terms of career, not in terms of gate. Okay, and also when you take about this one, what to say, you have this thing called hydraulic what to say, surges. Okay, in the case of hydraulic jump, one thing, and then you have pressure hammer, hydraulic hammer. Okay, those things are there in civil engineering syllabus, but it is not there in mechanical. Doesn't mean mechanical people don't need it. If they need it, okay, especially sloshing. There is a thing called sloshing, which is common for mechanical as well as civil. Okay, especially sloshing is used for civil engineers when there is a what is a flow and it hits a structure. Okay, then there is sloshing which happens. Okay, this is important in marine structures. Okay. Whereas if you consider mechanical engineers, the sloshing is important. Suppose your rocket is moving and you have liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen inside the rocket. Okay, so how does it affect the what are the pressure variations on the sides? Okay, these kind of things, when it is asked, sloshing becomes important. Okay, yeah. Any other doubts, students? Shall we move further? Hello, students, respond yes or no. No means we'll wait. Yes means we'll move.
Sir, 2 minutes.
Yes, please. Yes. Okay. Okay. There's no hurry at all. Okay. Imagine these things. Okay. Oh,
Yes, sir.
very good. Okay. Next. Next one, we will see another cases where we will see dynamic similarity of flows. Similarity. Okay. Similarity of flows involving gravity, gravity, inertia, and pressure forces. Okay, so let us see these three things. Okay, now this, when you have, what you take is, we take gravity force, generally gravity force and force divided by inertia force, and the other one is the other one only, the Reynolds number. The other one is the Reynolds number itself, which is inertia force divided by sorry, not Reynolds number. Okay, only this this is enough. Okay, gravity force by inertia force, and the Euler number, I'm sorry, when you consider this one, and then the Euler number. Okay, so this gravity force, if you consider, it is given as rho L cube. This is proportional to, not equal to, proportional to rho L cube into G, divided by, we have rho L square into V square, which is inertia force. So this will come equal to Lg by V square. Correct? It comes as Lg by V square. Okay. Now this is related to Froude number. It is related to Froude number. Okay. Now what is Froude number? If you consider, Froude number is a square root of this, square root of gravity force F G and inertia force Fi. Okay, so it is square root of Fg by Fi. Very important to remember this. Okay, so this is square root of Lg divided by V. Very important. The square root you should not miss, students. Okay, so if they ask the Froude number, do not put directly this. Okay, it is with the square root that is taken. Okay, very important to understand that. So for similarity, for dynamic similarity, in such kind of things, for dynamic similarity, what should happen? You have your L of the prototype, G of the prototype, which is generally same, but it may change also sometimes. Okay, half divided by the V of the prototype should be equal to Lm, that is length of the model, gravity of the model, raised to half divided by VM. These kind of questions have appeared a lot in civil engineering. In civil engineering, when we go to open channel flows, we will discuss all these things. Okay, we will just introduce it now, but when we go to open channel flows, we will see how Froude number is important. Okay, write this down and tell me. Then we will see what are the places where this is applicable. These places where it is applicable, that has to be seen, students, especially important for ISRO. ISRO as well as some of the other exams also, okay, because after you clear gate, it is not the only exam there, okay. In PSU, you have to give another written test of the years, generally, not always, okay. So in that also, how well you do depends on these kind of things, okay. Even the written test in case of these private companies, these things are asked, okay, because they feel these are basics, okay. But our students, we know how they are, correct? We generally ignore these things, etc. So today we will complete this by around 7:30 or 7:45, the dynamic similarity. Then we will go with the dimension analysis, okay, Buckingham Pi theorem, okay. By tomorrow, Buckingham Pi theorem will be over, and the day after tomorrow, we will go with this one. Go with the questions which has appeared in GATE. That's enough. But this practice is important, students, okay? You have to remember this formula. Things comes direct. Froude number is given as ratio of, or they will go give us ratio of gravity force to inertia force is Reynolds number, Froude's number, all these numbers will be given. These are common questions. Only remember as they ask, nothing else. So you have to remember these things. Okay. Shane has come. Done, students?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay. You tell me once you're finished, okay? So don't worry about others. Don't think about others. Think about yourself. Okay. You have completed, it is done from your side. Okay. Have that schoolboy attitude. It's better sometimes. Okay. So now where is it applicable? Places where Froude number is applicable. Places or conditions where Froude number is applicable. Conditions where Froude number is applicable. So wherever gravity comes, these kind of things will be used. For example, first one is flow in channels, obviously. Flow in channels, or you can say second one, you can say flow past weirs. Flow past weirs. Okay, weirs, there is a place where you have a thing like this, weirs and all those things, channels, weirs and all those things, where you have to measure flows and all those things. Such kind of places this is used. Okay. Third one is surface waves. Any phenomena that causes surface waves. For example, which can be surface waves? Where are the things where you have surface waves? Surface waves can happen when a ship moves. Ship moving in ocean. Okay. Second thing we can have is tsunami. Okay. Tsunami waves. How to consider those tsunami waves? Or maybe, for example, wave energy generation. Tidal energy generation, you can say. Not tidal, wave energy generation. Not tidal. Tidal is something different. Wave energy generation. Tidal is about when, because of the moon, what is happening, there is a rise in the what do you say, there is a rise in high tide will be there. At the high tide, they will put a dam so that it will go and record in the time. When it is low tide, you will use the energy of the water. Okay, so you are using moon for energy generation. Okay, so these kind of things are has to be used a lot, students, and it is said that Mangalore is very good for this particular thing. Okay, Mangalore with all this Gurpur River and all those places, we can actually use tidal wave energy, okay, tidal energy. Okay, but somehow the government has to think about it. Okay, instead of going for these uh, thermal power plant, I think hydraulic power plant with using tidal energy is very useful. Okay, all across Kerala also you can use. Okay, all across Konkan coast, wherever there is what do you say, that backflow of water. Okay, backwaters. Okay, it can be used. And there, which type of turbines have to be used? There you have to use Kaplan turbine. Why Kaplan turbine? A large amount of water is available. This question is asked, students. Let me tell you one thing which is beyond what I'm doing here. Okay. See, if the head available is high, head available is high, then you use our Pelton wheel. Okay. If the head available is low, then we use Kaplan in hydraulic turbine. In between, you use Francis. Very important. This has to be understood. Okay. So if you consider Sharavati power plant, okay, so there they use Pelton because around 200 meters of head is available. But if you consider in case of our in Western Ghats, there are places where head available is around 25 meters, 20 meters, 10 meters. That is head available. There you have to use Kaplan. Even here in Mangalore also, if you want to use, the head available will be 5 meters, sometimes 3 meters, enough. Okay, so what happens, you have a dam like this, like the Tumbe dam you have. Okay, so what happens, that height of that dam would be around 10 feet or 15 feet, that's it. Okay, and when the high tide comes, it fills this dam. Okay, and when low tide comes, the water will go down here, and this water which is stored here, okay, can be used in the Kaplan turbine here. Okay, so it will slowly remove water. Okay, and continuously produce what do you say, produce the continuously produce this one, produce the uh, electricity. Actually, a person can do a project on this, students. People who are in the third year can do a project on this. Okay, you need not do anything. You have to do a survey, okay, of that particular land. Okay, and then you have to see the feasibility. You have to see the feasibility in terms of cost analysis and all those things. Feasibility of having a what do you say, tidal power plant in a particular region. That is a fantastic project, okay, for civil engineers especially. It's a fantastic project. You don't have to spend anything. You may have to take some permissions, that's it. Okay, to conduct the survey. Okay, from the government authorities you have to take permission. Okay, but you take a survey, you will understand the whole thing, how it goes off, and feasibility of this one, saying how much head is available, what is the flow rate. You have to measure those things. In a river, what is the flow rate? In the tide, how much amount of water is coming back. Okay, see, when you go with the final year project, it doesn't mean you will do some research project. No. Need not be a research project. Okay, need not be something new. This is one of the main thing we miss in the final year project. Need not be a research project. You are not a researcher, you are an engineer. Okay, so when you are doing an engineering project, you have to see how it is useful for the for our society. Okay, so project need not be new. Project should be like what you do. You should not copy from somewhere. That's it. Okay, so when you do this, the idea is the same. Using tidal wave is not something new, correct? But what you are doing, you are doing a survey and you are saying whether it can be used here or not. Okay, same thing can be used. This can be a mechanical and civil project together. A Kaplan turbine can be analyzed. Okay, say this much of head is available, so I am using a certain type of Kaplan turbine. Okay, I am designing a new type of Kaplan turbine. Can happen. Okay. So these kind of things are the ones which we have to use. Okay. Yes. Done, students? Shanu? We either spend a lot of money.
Yes, sir.
So we should not spend a lot of money. Okay. We should do it very nicely. Okay. If you want money, you can take from KSCST, Karnataka State Council for Scientific and Technological Research, right? So this is from IAC. They give you fund. Okay. These kind of things, they will give you fund easily. Okay.
So they should approve our fund.
They will approve, Baba. They will approve. Okay. Because these are
Like,
very, huh. Yeah, tell me.
like say in our, even we had to submit a proposal and they will select two projects. There is
Correct.
something like procedure.
Yes, there is a procedure. Any government one has a procedure. Okay, when you get funds from anybody, they have to see whether it is worth enough to fund it. Is it not? Don't say that because they have to. Nobody will give you just like that money. Don't worry. Only even your father will ask. Is it not? If you want some project to be done, he's my papa, so let me just ask him and he'll give you. No, he'll not do that. Is it not? Similar way, everyone. Okay. So even if you say for this project, okay, if you're going with feasibility analysis, you're doing, okay, you have to go with surveying and all those things. You have to take permissions from different authorities, and that is an experience. You get network, very important, students. Okay, by going there, you develop networks. Maybe 10 days, 5 days, 10 days, they may extend. Okay, and these kind of things, even a corrupt officer will help you. Okay, let me tell you. When it comes to the students, no, even a corrupt official will help you. Okay, so don't have to worry about that. Okay, and you get contacts. Okay, students, very important for success. Contacts is very important. We miss these things. We miss this basically. Why? Because through contacts you get experience. You have to talk to people. You have to talk to people. What has happened? Okay, that has to be done. Okay, yes, but before that, basics has to be strong. Okay, fine. Next one. Similarity where surface tension is the dominant force. Dynamic similarity, similarity of flows involving surface tension forces. So write this in a separate one. You have to remember that first of all, what are the numbers we have got? We have got first one is our inertia Reynolds number, then Euler number, then we have this one. You have when you have gravity, inertia, and pressure, it is important that you have Froude number and Euler number. Very important. These both numbers are important here. Okay. Next, surface tension, where surface tension is dominant force. When surface tension is dominant force, what is important here is you have the ratio of capillary forces. Okay, ratio of capillary forces, capillary capillary forces, Fc divided by, we have say inertia force. Okay, so capillary force by inertia force, capillary force by inertia force Fi. Okay, so this is proportional to sigma into L divided by rho L square V square. Okay, this is equal to sigma by rho V square L. Correct. So this one is called a Weber number. This directly is called a Weber number. So between a prototype and a model, this Weber number has to be same. So what happens? Your sigma of the model or sigma of the prototype divided by density of the prototype, velocity of the prototype square, length of the prototype square should be equal to sigma of the model, rho of the model, v of the model square, length of the model, sorry, not square here, length of the model. That is the law which has to be there, dynamic similarity law. Easy, students? Very good. Write this down. And remember these things, okay? Done, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. Okay. Now, where are these applicable? Can you tell me which are places, which are the flows where it is applicable? Flows where Weber number is important. Flows where Weber number similarity is applicable. Where is these kind of Weber number similarities applicable? Can you tell me, students? The places where it is there is, first one, breaking of jets. Breaking of jets. For example, you have a pipe flow, correct? In a pipe flow, what is happening when the pipe, from the pipe, when the water is less, you see there is a small jet which is coming. After sometimes what happens, it breaks. Is it not? Jet breaks here. Okay, here the Weber number is important. Okay, second places where it is important is thin sheets. Thin sheets of flow. When flow is over a thin sheet, okay, you have to consider, especially when this falls on this one, then there is a thin sheet which is formed, okay, which is formed, is it not? So if you want to consider heat transfer analysis there, these kind of things will be important. Okay, then another place where it is important is capillary waves. Third one is capillary waves. I will show you some of the capillary waves which is seen over the surface. Okay, small waves because of surface tension effects that is seen. Okay, let me show you that. Okay, on the YouTube. Okay, let me go for YouTube and show you the capillary waves. See here, capillary waves is like this. Okay, see small waves you can see here in the ripple of the pond. There is small wave which comes. I will show you. Not a bigger one, the smaller one. Okay, see when there is ripple. Okay, this is our, see here. He will show you the ripples there. See, two types of waves are formed. Okay, one is this. These are capillary waves. Observe. This is the actual wave. See, the larger gravity waves follows later. First comes this capillary wave, smaller one. Observe, observe, observe. Okay, so see, capillary waves are here. These are capillary waves. Observe. Okay. Okay, so that's how it is. Later on you get with capillary waves. Okay, so these kind of waves, if you want to get it, because these are very important in number of places. Okay, so if you want to understand those things, then your surface tension, this Weber number, comes into picture. Make sense? Okay, so you have to understand what is capillary waves. Breaking of jets you have known. Thin sheets of flow you have understood. Okay, these places wherever surface tension becomes important. There is another one called Marangoni convection. Just to put you, Marangoni convection. If you want to give your final year presentation, okay, for example your seminar presentation, these are the type of topics you can give. Marangoni convection, or you can say Rayleigh-Bernard convection. You can write this and it is useful only for those. Okay, Bernard convection. Okay, but it is useful if you want to do a MS or PhD in these kind of areas. It's very important. Okay, Marangoni convection becomes important. Marangoni convection is related to what you say, surface tension. Okay, what happens because of surface tension? The convection happens. There are flows which is happening. Okay, this is very important nowadays because we are going with microfluidics. Very important. Microfluidics. Okay, we are going with microfluids. Okay, we are having very small. Where is microfluidics used? Microfluidics can be used in, first of all, in our medical devices. For example, when you go with a very small devices, surface tension effects becomes very predominant. Okay, so for example, if you want to do a blood test, okay, what is generally done now, you take in a syringe like thing, is it not, and then you make a test. Okay, so the idea is that we will take one drop of blood, you put it here, you one drop of blood, and there will be small device, chip mounted device, which will take this blood into the device, small device, and will do all the tests possible, because one drop of blood is a big number. Okay, is a big amount. Okay, so when you take these channels in which the testing is done, whether you have a centrifuge, all those tests which is done. Okay, not centrifuge, they don't use centrifuges, because centrifuges are used for this bigger one, but the smaller one. Okay, there are other techniques which are there. Okay, even these particles which are there in the blood, that is segregated. Okay, there is a small micro device where you have different say barriers like this. Okay, they have put barriers. Okay, this is a small, it's like this. Okay, small one. Okay, a small what to say channel here, and these barriers which is seen is put here like this. Okay, these barriers are there. Okay, so if you see on, this is the side view, if you see the front view, it will be like this. This will be the front view. Okay, and the way these barriers are, it's not proper like this, it's somewhere here. Okay, a bit shift is there. Okay, the small shift here. Okay, the small shift here. Okay, so what is happening, the one which are sizes are bigger, like white blood corpuscles. Okay, these are bigger in size. Okay, this will be coming on one side, the smaller one, which is a smaller sides of the smaller things. Okay, will be coming on this side. This will be useful for cancer detection, because sometimes cancer, these cancerous cells, okay, if it grows, these are higher than the white blood corpuscles. Okay, so if those kind of things are coming, it will segregate. Okay, so these kind of segregation techniques are used. Okay, so you may develop these kind of devices, students. Okay, so research is really fantastic, especially in IITs. Okay, so you can use these techniques, and here surface tension plays a big role. Okay, fine. I hope you understood this, students. Students, I'm going to give you a lot of information in addition to what is there in GATE. Okay. Next, dynamic similarity involving elastic force. Dynamic similarity of flows dominated by elastic forces. Students, you imagine this, it's so fantastic. Okay, all these forces being okay. Now, it is nothing but inertia force divided by elastic force. Inertia force divided by elastic force, and this would be Fi divided by Fe. What is inertia force? This is proportional to rho L square V square. And what is elastic force? It is E L square, and that is equal to rho V square divided by E. And this rho V square divided by E is related to our this one, what do you say, related to our Mach number. How it is related, let us see. Okay, so now if I consider square root of rho V square E, that comes as Mach number. Very important, where this can be written as V square, when you say V divided by square root of E by rho. This E by rho is the flow of a speed of sound in air. This is speed of sound in that medium, speed of sound. Correct? Sound is a pressure wave, is it not? Or elastic wave, sorry. Sound is a, you can say it's a type of elastic force. Elastic, because of elasticity, those pressure differences are considered, are coming. Okay. So velocity divided by the speed of sound. Okay. That is how the sound is there. Okay, so sound is a type of elastic wave, you can see. Okay, so yeah, this is important. Okay, so Mach number. So if you consider similarity of Mach number goes with rho model, V model. Okay, you can say yes, rho model, V model. Sorry, you can say divided by. You can put it. We'll put it like this. Okay, we will put it as V divided by square root of E by rho of the model should be equal to V by root of E by rho of the prototype. Then there is dynamic similarity. Easy, students. Now one more point. Okay, this number which is rho V square by E. Okay, this is called Cauchy number. Okay, very important. Rho V square by E is called the Cauchy number. Very important. Write this down because it is asked. Okay, what is Cauchy number? Keep in mind Cauchy number is related to Mach number. Okay. Keep in mind here it's important that this is in general. Okay, this is in general. In general, we go with Cauchy number. Okay, but when this E, what is this E? This E has to be S, which is isentropic. Very important. Sound is related to isentropic velocity, bulk modulus. Keep in mind this ES is related to isentropic bulk modulus. Not anything else. Okay, so when this kind of things, when you say inertia by elastic force, okay, if it is isentropic flow, then it is inertia, this one. Okay, otherwise it is. So if there is saying that inertia force by elastic force is, and you have options A Mach number, B Cauchy number, C Reynolds number, D Euler number. If this kind of thing is there, which is the right answer, students? Right answer is not Mach number, it is wrong. Cauchy number is the right answer. Okay, but if Cauchy number is not given, then you can go for Mach number. So there are cases where they will give you a trap. Okay, if you consider inertia force by your inertia force by elastic force, what is important? It is a Cauchy number. Keep in mind. Okay, but if Mach number, Cauchy number is not given, then it is Mach number. Keep in mind. Okay, always in the multiple choice question, you have to answer the question which is the most appropriate. Okay, if you answer the less appropriate one, you will get it wrong. Okay, very important. Any doubt, students here? Write this down.
Sir, in all previous numbers, inertia force was in the denominator. Only in this, the inertia force is. Is
There is
there a
no
reason for
specific
that?
rule. The reason is that because most of the scientists, they were not together. Okay, so a person who is doing studying compressible flow has used this, and it has come as a norm. Correct. So once it is as a norm, suppose it is like calling calling this mobile. Okay, this is a mobile, correct? So why it is called a mobile? Okay, could it be called something else? Yeah, it could have been called, but that's how it was called, and everybody is calling like that. Let us call it like that. Correct. It's standardization. That's
Yes,
it.
sir.
Nothing, nothing specific. No reasons for that.
Yes. Is there anything like elastic force by inertia?
No, there is nothing like that. Okay, as I know, there is nothing. Elastic force by inertia force. I don't know. Let us see.
Yes.
Let us see. We have Google Baba, right? So we can always have elastic force by inertia force. There may be somewhere, because the world is big, elastic force by inertia. Actually, when we do our B.Tech, no, we get we understand that Weber number and Euler number. Okay, no, Weber number is inertia force by surface tension force. No, I'm not saying it's not there. It may be there somewhere. Okay. See, actually, when you're doing your B.Tech, when you finish your BE, okay, you have a feeling that you know almost everything. Is it not? So when you do M.Tech, okay, after you complete your ME or masters, you know that okay, I don't know everything, but I know most of them. Okay. But when you complete your PhD or you're in the end of the PhD, you feel that oh, I don't know anything. The world is very big. Okay. So I'm only on a small portions. Okay. Even the whole mechanical engineering is small portion. Okay. That has to be understood. Okay. We are not very knowledgeable. Okay. That's the wrong thing. So what we are doing, we have a syllabus, a small syllabus. We are going inside that syllabus only. Okay. In that syllabus, let us be very, very good. Okay. That's what our idea is. Okay. Done, students. Where is this used? You know it? Is it not? Tell me where it is used, students. Have you written this down?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So where is it used? You know it. Is it not? First case, supersonic flows. Okay. So only supersonic flows you can take that. Okay. When you are considering shocks, second one is shocks. Okay. Shocks is when you have supersonic flow, or the body which is going with a supersonic velocity experiences when it goes with a medium. Correct? There's a shock waves are there. Okay. Normal shocks, then oblique shocks. Okay. These kind of shocks will be there. Okay. And don't think shocks are something which is very out of the world. I can come in only in supersonic flows. Even if you take a piece of cloth and hit it like this, okay, you have that sound, no, chatak sound which comes, okay, when you hit like this, okay, that is also a shock only. Okay, don't think supersonic flows are something which is very very. If you put a whip, you put a whip like this, okay, at the tip you will get a sound as if you're beating the air, is it not? Okay, that is because of the shock which is coming. Okay, shocks are not very very different. Okay, so these kind of places you will have this. Okay, so then you have the sonic boom and all this. These are all because of these shocks being there. Okay, fine. Now let us summarize one by one because very important. We have to summarize. Okay, first is we have Reynolds number. Okay, Reynolds number is inertia force by viscous force. Summary. Inertia force. Why I'm doing this? Because it's important. Okay, because it has come a lot of times. Okay, Reynolds number. And what is this? It is rho LV by mu. Very important. Next one is Euler number. Okay, Euler number. Okay, EU you call it. Okay, this is Reynolds number. Euler number. Euler number EU. Okay, Euler number EU is pressure by inertia. You see, this comes to the denominator. Okay, so it is delta P by rho V square. Very important. Okay, why I'm writing this again and again? Because it's important. Okay, next one comes as Froude number. Then we will consider others. In heat transfer, we have Prandtl, you have Grashof, lot of things. Okay, Froude number Fr, which is inertia by gravity. Okay, inertia by gravity. Square root of that, is it not? That is important that we put square root there. Otherwise, you will not get it. Square root of inertia force by gravity force. If you don't do square root, you're gone. Okay, square root. Okay, so when you take a square root, you get Froude number, which is given as square V by root Lg. Correct? This is Froude number. Correct? Am I making a mistake? Let us see again. Did I make a mistake here?
Inverts. You have to invert the.
Oh, I'm sorry here.
LG.
When you consider, yes, when you consider the Froude number, it is the other way around. Okay, Lg by V square. V by LG. I'm sorry. Okay, Froude number is the other way around. Okay, it's V by LG. So I made a mistake here, students. Okay, this Froude number is this inverse. Okay, this is inverse. Okay, so it is Froude number is, I make generally mistakes like that, FV by rho LG. Remember, this Froude number is inverse of gravity force by inertia force. Okay, so Froude numbers is V by LG, inertia force by gravity force. Okay, so gravity force is in the denominator, keep in mind. So what is it? Inertia force in the numerator, correct? Yes, numerator, gravity force in the denominator. Okay, so this is Froude number. This is authentic, student. This is authentic. Okay, that time I made a mistake. Okay, it is V by LG. Okay, yes, V by LG. I made a mistake there. Okay, it's V by LG. Very important. Correct it here, students. Correct it here. Do not continue the mistake. It is V by LG is the Froude number. Okay, it is FG root of FG by this inverse. Very important. Okay, so Froude number, this is okay. Okay, but you have to understand. Okay, there is not a Froude number. This is not Froude number similarity. Okay, so you have to understand this. So this is a major source of confusions when you have to take how you have to take. So when you do a lot of problems, you see it again and again, then it will be proper. Okay, then you have Weber number. Weber number WB, which is equal to surface tension force, divided by inertia force. Surface tension force by inertia force, and it is given by sigma by rho V square L. Very important. Okay, this is surface tension by inertia. It is rho sigma by rho V square L. Okay, next is we have Cauchy number. Cauchy number is represented by very sure how it is represented. It's not given here. Okay, but let us see. Cauchy number CA, I suppose. Okay, let us not. We will see the internet for that. Okay, here it is not there. Okay, Cauchy number is inertia force by elastic force. Inertia force by elastic force. Elastic force, which is equal to rho V square by E. Okay. Next we have Mach number, which is involved when isentropic bulk modulus is considered. Isentropic bulk modulus is considered. When isentropic bulk modulus is considered, then you have Mach number, MA, which is equal to inertia force by viscous force, square root of that. Very important. Square root is important. That comes out to be equal to rho V square by ES, square root of that. So we get it as a V by ES by rho. Very important. Okay, and this comes as V by A, which is speed of sound. This is Mach. Easy, students. So these things like this only you have to write, and you have to see it again and again. Otherwise, it will not come to you at the end. Okay, Riyaz. Do not forget this person, Riyaz. Okay, is very important. Riyaz. Without Riyaz, you are not nowhere. Okay, remember our Zakir Hussain. Okay, done, students. Easy. Yeah, we are on time. Very, very important, students. These are some of the questions where you get 1 mark once, and you save a lot of time. You save a lot of time here. Okay, because if you know it, you can write it within 5 seconds. Okay, what is Froude number? What is Mach number? What is Cauchy number? You know it. That is only important. Okay, speed you will get. Okay, so that is why these are, although these are easy, not difficult ones, these easy things are important in GIT. Okay, one of the main thing we think that if we are capable of doing difficult things, we will be okay with doing easy things. Wrong. Okay, when you do easy things, there's a different type of mindset you need to have, so that you will avoid mistakes. Because when things are easy, you tend to do mistakes. Okay, you tend to do silly mistakes. Okay, and this is especially the case with intelligent people. Okay, they first try the most difficult one, and they're exhausted by doing that. Okay, there are 10 marks question in GATE which are actually very difficult. Okay, which you start attempting initially, you will lose time. Even if you know, you will lose time. Okay, second, because you lose time and you see 1 hour is over, and you get into trouble. Okay, you get into a what you say problem at that time. Okay, so it's important that first you attempt easy questions when you're fresh. Okay, because when you're fresh, you will not do mistakes, but do not spend much time there. Okay, that's a balance that comes through mock tests. Okay, so let us do that. Okay, done, students? Hello, you've written this down? Okay, for mechanic,
Yes, sir.
yeah, yes. For mechanical engineers especially, let there be another place where you put all the this non-dimensional number, because in heat transfer this non-dimensional number becomes very important. Heat transfer non-dimensional number is there. Machine design, there is non-dimensional number like Sommerfeld number. Okay, so non-dimensional numbers are bread and butter for mechanical engineers. Okay, so mechanical engineers, please write these non-dimensional numbers. It's very important for you. And there are a number of non-dimensional number coming on your way further. Like Prandtl number is there, Grashof number is there, Stanton number is there. Then you have yeah, Froude is anyhow it has come. Okay, so in heat transfer, Sommerfeld number in machine design when you consider journal bearing flows. Okay, so there are a number of things which will come further. Okay, so you write all these things, okay, in a separate one, and remember this. Okay, at any point of time you should remember, okay, how this has come. Okay, I always see some of them things like when these badminton uh, sports, when you do that. Okay, what they do is they just practice every day. Okay, how do they practice? They stay at the center of the court, take it on one side, take it on the side, steps they follow. Okay, so these kind of step by step training is also very important. Okay, let us go with now how to have a dimensional formula. Okay, so we know if you consider dimensions of different quantities, you know, you can go with dimensional formulas, is it not? So let us consider dimensional formulas. See, when you consider SI units, there's something called fundamental units. There are considered fundamental units. What are the fundamental units or fundamental quantities? You can say, no, not units, fundamental quantities. What are the fundamental quantities, students? It is mass, you know, which we represent by dimensional formula m. Then length, we put it by L. Right? Time, we put it by T. If it is temperature, we put it as theta. Correct? These are the fundamental ones which we have. Now further, we don't consider more than this, is it not? Do we have any other fundamental one? Candela or current density and all those things we will not consider. Okay. These are the only fundamental quantities we have. Okay. Based on these fundamental quantities, the derived quantities, we can have derived quantities. Okay. We can have dimensional formulas for that. Okay. Let us see one by one the derived quantities. Velocity, if you see. You know these, students, we will just write it down. That's it. Okay. Velocity, if you consider, velocity can be written as LT raised to -1. Agreed? If you have doubts, you tell me. Okay. Angular velocity. Very important to remember this. Angular velocity. How it can be represented, students? Can you tell me angular velocity, the dimensional formula? Anybody? Then acceleration. Angular velocity is T raised to -1. Very important. Acceleration, when you consider, LT raised to -2. Correct? Next, we have angular acceleration. What is angular acceleration, students? T raised to -2. Convinced with this? Write this down. Later on, we will continue with this one with other things, okay, which are important. So today is fast classes, okay, comparatively. Tomorrow we will do with Rayleigh's method and Buckingham pipe theorem, and we will complete it. Today only we will start with Rayleigh's theorem. Okay, we have time. Is it not 10 minutes? Yeah, let us see how it goes. Fluid mechanics is the biggest, I say, subject in whole of mechanical or civil engineering. Okay, no other subjects is as big as fluid mechanics. Done, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Next, let us go one by one afterwards. Next, let us take force, or you can say thrust, or weight. What is the dimensional formula for that? Can you tell me, students? Write it down. Later on, I will write stress or pressure. Write down the dimensional formula. Okay. Then momentum. You can write this. Okay, momentum. Write it down. Next, angular momentum. Fill that. I know you can do it. Next, moment or torque. Fill that. Next, work or energy. Fill that. Then power. You have to do this exercise, students. Power. Do not refer anything. Okay, refer your basic things. Stream function. Fill this up, students. Then we have vorticity. This is your exercise, students. Do it. Okay. Then velocity potential. We have not done it, but let's have it. Okay. Velocity potential we have done, students. Yes or no? Yes, no? We have done velocity potential. Velocity potential. Fill this up. Then we have density. Okay. Then dynamic viscosity.
Sir, I think we haven't done that.
Okay, leave that then. Okay. Dynamic viscosity. We will do when we go with potential flow. Yeah, I told you that I will do it when we go with potential flow. Okay. So next we will go with potential flow, which is part of only civil engineering syllabus. It is not part of mechanical engineering syllabus, but it is part of XC. Okay. So you have to understand that. Okay. Then kinematic viscosity. Okay. Then surface tension, but it is important. Don't think potential flows are not important for mechanical engineering. These are very important ones, especially when you want to go to aerospace. Okay. Surface tension. Fill this up. Okay. Then bulk modulus. These are only some of these you can do. You can get a lot. What did you get? Force. Yes, force. What is the dimensional formula, students? Who will tell me? Anyone?
MLT minus.
Correct. MLT minus 2. Next one, stress or pressure.
ml minus 1 t minus 2.
Very good. Next, momentum.
ml t minus 1.
Very good. Angular momentum.
mt minus 1.
No. Angular momentum they have given as ml square t minus 1. Correct. Correct. Okay. So similar thing with the torque. Correct.
ml square t minus 2.
Yes. What is it? Yes. ml square t minus 2. Very good. And worker energy. You got why angular momentum is this one?
No, sir.
ml minus 1. Why is that? Okay, let us see that later. Okay. So what is angular momentum when you consider? It is I into omega square, is it not? Observe, it is I
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
omega square. Okay. So like that you have to get it. Okay. I omega square is angular momentum, is it? Just a second. I omega is angular momentum. I'm sorry. Like mass into velocity is for this one. I omega is angular momentum. What is I? I is related to m power 4, right? Sorry, m r square. Observe. Okay, mass into radius square into 1 by time. So that is why it is L square here, m here, t here. That is angular momentum. Okay, t in the denominator. Okay, angular momentum is I omega. Keep in mind. Make sense, students? Hello? Work or energy?
Yes.
Yes.
ml square t minus 2.
Which one? Work or energy? Yes. ml square t minus 2. Same. You see, moment or torque and work is the same. Okay, dimensionally. Okay, power ml square t raised
ml
to.
square t minus 3.
Correct. Very good. Stream function. Vorticity or shear rate is also same. Shearing rate. Okay. Fill that up. People do it on yourself. Okay. Let me fill it up. Okay. So next stream function. Stream function is L square t power minus 1. Okay. Why? What is stream function? Stream function is dou u by what is it? Dou u by dou x, is it not? So it is t power minus 1. I'm sorry. Stream function they have given L square t raised to minus 1 by L square t raised to minus 1. No. I'm sorry. So I'm sorry. So u is equal to dou psi. Correct. U is equal to dou. Yeah, correct. It's correct. U is equal to dou psi by dou x. Correct. Dou psi by dou y. Correct. So y comes here. So L square t power minus 1. Very important, students. Vorticity or shear straight rate minus 1. T raised to minus 1. Velocity potential. It's also same as stream function, students. T raised to minus 1. Okay. Density. Now you can fill it. Okay. Density ml raised to minus 3. Dynamic viscosity. Kinematic viscosity is easy. What is kinematic viscosity? L square, sorry, L raised to minus 2, right? Sorry, L square T raised to minus 1 meter square per second. Surface tension, you will feel this, students. MT raised to minus 2, you can see that. Bulk modulus, ML raised to minus 1, T raised to minus 2. Okay, correct. Same as stress and pressure. What about dynamic viscosity? Tell me, students.
ml minus 1 t minus 1.
Correct. It is ml minus 1. That's it. This completes the whole thing about dimensional formulas. Now, based on this dimensional formulas, tomorrow we will go with Rayleigh's theorem and Buckingham Pi theorem. Very easy ones. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, and not much questions come, but they will ask a simple question about Buckingham theorem, just on the statement they will ask, okay, or very simple ones, okay.